Get to know me whilst I eat my lunch because there's a lot of new people out there, and I did a Q&A and you guys came through. I have a long old list. Before we begin, this is my lunch. I've got some leftover curry, some salad and some veggies, and also some ice cold water. The first question I got was, what's my favourite sweet treat? This is a difficult one for me because I'm a huge sweet tooth. There's some broccoli. If I was being fancy, tiramisu. If I wasn't so much, then cinnamon buns, and also an apple fritter, which is an American thing, but if you've not had an apple fritter, you've not lived yet. Basically, for me, if it's chocolatey, caramelly, I will go for it. If it's fruity, like lemon drizzle, I'll take it or leave it. Sweet pepper dip with some sweet pepper. How did I start following my passion? I didn't completely know what was meant by this. This is some tiramisu. But I suppose if you mean my TikTok, it basically took a lot of guts. I had to get to a point where I really stopped caring what people thought of me. And I guess that was kind of organic because I got to a point where I was quite lonely in my life, which sounds really sad. And so I wasn't so scared to put myself out there and embarrass myself and have people who knew me see my TikTok. It's funny how people do see you, but it's not like they text you and go, what the hell's this? I'm getting to a point where I just need to slow down a bit. I think when you're young, you think you're running out of time, but you're not. I think take things slow and really figure out what you like and what you enjoy. I'm still doing that. I'm still chasing my passions. This is not my only passion. Cheers. This one's so good. Would you rather fight a dragon-sized goose or 10 goose-sized dragons with fire? If I had to be honest, the dragon-sized goose, I just think the size of it meant I could run around it and hide under its tail, and the only weapon it has is its beak. But also I don't know how aggressive the goose would be, whereas I think dragons are just more aggressive. And I am scared of dogs. If a dragon's still this big, it's still gonna terrify me. Although maybe gooses aren't that big. It depends on the height of these dragons, but I think the big goose basically. Carrot, dick. What book would you love to be adapted into a film? This was such a good one, because not only do I love books, but I love films. Honestly, I was racking my brain for this. I feel like every single book out there that should be adapted has been adapted. But a few, Song of Achilles, which I think is being adapted, so again, it's kind of that's a copy. But we all know that Connor's story would be a great Achilles. The Book Thief, if you know, you know. I love films with kids in. So I just watched Hamlet recently, and it made me bawl. But the children actors in that are so good. Tomato. This is some prawn curry. And then the final one would be Cruel Prince, which was one of my favourite books as a teen. I love anything fantasy folklore, and what I love about that book is it is really nostalgic to childhood fairy tales. And I think aesthetically it would be such a pretty book because you could really go full ham on the costumes and the characters. I would love, if I got my dream job as a screenwriter, filmmaker, that would be my number one book I would like to make into a film. All-time favourite food combos. I narrowed this down to 3. Everything bagel with tuna mayonnaise with a little bit of cucumber in it. It's a sharp cheddar cheese with a strawberry jam on a bit of toast. Slice of cake but with Greek yogurt. I just love the sourness with the sweetness. And then pizza with sweet corn and chicken. Those are my guilty pleasure toppings on a pizza. This is some heart of palm. Somebody asked me where I'm living now and what my early 20s were like. I'm only 22, so I'm pretty early into my early 20s. But I'm currently all over the place because I'm trying to move, but it's not happening. I spoke about this in another video. The main gist of how I see my 20s though, it's very much just figuring out stuff. Living in as many places as possible is a top priority for me. Trying as many things as possible is a top priority for me. Somebody asked me, how do I keep so passionate with so many responsibilities? Again, I wasn't completely sure what you mean by this, but I guess I do a lot of things. I'm a bit of a polymath and a bit of a hobbyist, and I have so many passions that sometimes I get a bit overwhelmed and almost sad about it because I think I don't have one that I'm particularly excellent at, and I also feel I'm confused about how I'm going to find a lifestyle that feeds all of them. I guess when I'm just not feeding some of them, I don't do them. One thing I'd love to do is write, and I haven't done that in a long time. And I have creative lulls with TikTok as well. I just try not stress too much about fulfilling other people's expectations of me. Okay, I'm running out of time. If you want a part 2, by the way, let me know because I have loads more questions that you guys asked me.